Hello, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Army Overlord, and welcome to the Have Faith Esports Series weekend number 3 between Dreamers and Katarina Wine Mixers. Joined with me today is... Well, Mango, thank you very much, by the way, for joining me. I haven't really been hanging out with you at all, considering how much work has been going on recently. So many staff changes, so many improving things going on here. Also, some confirmations on some updates for the Super Week, which for everyone in the audience currently, Super Week is going to be starting on the 18th. So get ready, grab your popcorns. We're going to be some high impact, high concentrated, one game action. But that's on the 18th. This is going to be standard best of 3 because we want to see matches, not just one, until the 18th. So guys, you ready for some action? Because I am ready to go. The Week of Faith. Ah, yes. Wigga and the Brodies. You're right. I shouldn't have called it Super Week. I meant to say Week of Faith. And that will start on the 18th. So anyway, guys, let's go ahead and get this started and ready to go. Mango, I'm curious. What you doing here, man? Oh, is that it? Right, well... Yeah, the Katarina Wine Mixers and the Dreamers are currently the bottom barrel of the organization here, but that's what you kind of, that's what you kind of can expect when these two teams happen to be the lowest record people in this current time. I mean, the Dreamers, they did manage to get themselves a very nice win over the Cryo Esports. What an amazing upset, honestly. As for the Katarina Wine Mixers, they are still winless until maybe this game, in fact. They might be better than a lot more than that, actually. I believe the Cryo Esports has defeated a few teams, in fact. So it'd be very interesting to see if that's how the cookie does crumble. Wait a second here. Spent 1390 IP? I know that guy. That guy is hilarious. In fact, I have not. This is actually a recent addition applied to the Dreamers. But I have met him in a normal queue a few times. He was a mid laner. That I'm kind of glad they actually picked him up. He's actually pretty good. Also, he's a funny guy too. Well, I believe I may have overlooked a few things here, but let me catch you all up real quick. Galio, Ash, and Kennen have been taken away on the Dreamers side, and on the opposite side, by the Katarina Wine Mixers, they have taken away Soraka, Vigar, and Twitch. Darius has been secured by Authentic Wigga. Indeed, Ornn seems to be hovered by Jaguar Paw. Perhaps we are seeing another Ornn jungle. This would be rather interesting. Be very nice to grab as many as we can. Drop your urns, boys. Because he's sticking around. Yeah. We also see that Tilt Proof seems to be the jungler this time around. I think the last time I saw him, he was actually playing as the top laner? No. Authentic's never lost his spot at the top lane. Maybe I'm thinking of things a bit differently, but it does appear that he'll be taking one of an interesting champion, going to be taking Scion Jungle into this game. Oh, yes. I remember that match in particular. The Scion situation didn't really pan out too well for him. But let's see if that will change this time around, as he'll be going up against the Katarina Wine Mixers. Extra CC might be the Wine Mixers' weaknesses currently. Anyway, Spent has decided to take a Lux against. Well, unfortunately, he didn't know what he was up against. To be fair, but now he does know. He'll be up against Malzahar. One thing I'm finding very interesting is neither the Dreamers or the Katarina Wine Mixers are picking bot lane in advance. They decided to concentrate on taking away 80 carries and not even early picking them, so to avoid any further 80 carry bans. But now it's just like they're just kind of like picking these champions like really at the last second. It's weird. What do you think?
Twitch chat.
I know. I just realized that there was a minor bug. Let me see if I can fix that real quick. Wow. A little bit of an error on my part, honestly. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. That ought to fix a lot of things. You guys should not only be able to hear music, but the beautiful mango as well.
Let's see if they can hear me. We have interesting team comp so far. Nice front lines, 2 control mages in the middle. And then they banned out Lucian Zaya, MF Tristana. That's a lot of ADC bans.
Hey, Tump Man. Nice for stopping by. Thank you for being a little curious, man. I hope you can drop a follow. Sometimes random coincidences can really lead to very interesting results. I hope you can consider sticking around a little bit longer because we are going to have some pretty interesting low class fighting, I would say, going on in this one. The Moist Sun has secured the Jhin pick here, so Mew, please, either if he's going to take a support, no, he's going to take an Ezreal ADC. Kind of a kind of a heavy poking team so far, I would say, by the Dreamers. And there's Morgana. Yeah, that's just a lot of poke and a lot of range for them.
Yeah, long range poke on the Dreamers, and then mid range to long range with the Jhin kind of gives them a little bit of range bonus. I would say the Dreamers have really good fighting in long fights. But the Katarina Wine Mixers have a really quick pick and an easy pick with the Malzahar Jhin.
So, a scaling jungler Ornn being selected here. I don't know exactly. They don't really have a very powerful early game for any of the members on their team right now. Versus a pretty decently strong catching group that can really punish heavily against teams who misplay. I feel like this is going to be a bit of a good test for Dreamers to try to make some good CC happen. And I feel like the Katarina Wine Mixers are really putting a lot of their chips into the late game pool.
Yeah, the late game's definitely secured for them with the Ornn pick. You get the extra item of whatever they want to choose. I would say the Wine Mixers' win potential would be to get a lot of wards on the spots that they would get picked on, because the pick comp that they formed on the Dreamer side is really strong right now.
And those of you who are curious why there's NA in the timer slot, it's because there's been some very weird changes in the spectator option ever since the latest patch of 2018. 7.18, sorry. And in that patch, for some reason, this bug had arrived. Seems like Riot has not noticed it by now. So either they're probably going to deal with it maybe at some later juncture, probably somewhere when the new season comes out, or they figure it out and they change it by patch 7.19. But hey, is what it is. For those of you who don't know, the client is still working properly. There's still 3 minutes left on the clock, but it's just hard to tell when it starts. And it's also hard for me to get everything right for transitions. But hey, I digress. Let's take a look at, let's take a talk about who is important on the hot and cold perspective here for the Dreamers. To be honest, Mew Please has been consistently their late game option for the Dreamers. Now, Lily has been one of their very consistent supports as well. Lily can make a lot of plays very easy for Mew Please, but when things start to get really rough, both Lily and Mew kind of fall off, and this might be one of those circumstances because Moist Sun might be a big turnabout for the Katarina wine mixers. Now, as we clearly can tell, late game is going to really start swinging for the Katarina wine mixers, but let's see how the early game is going to look out for the Katarina wine mixers. I feel as if I'm Nutting Futz has been consistently inconsistent with the early game phases. Yeah, it was pretty good. He has either been able to make an early game presence or really shifted the games to the point where he could get a lot of kills almost at random at times. He has either been able to turn a bad situation good, only for him to fall off momentarily, or he's been able to make it consistently a downhill spiral for himself. So in this situation, eyes are on Nutting Futz to probably bring the game to right where the Katarina wine mixers really want to be. Authentic, I would say, has the upper hand against Sir Pounce, who's been incredibly inefficient in the top laning so far. But let's see if my analysis of the past will affect the present.
It looks like we are finally going to the loading screen.
Indeed. Seems like there might be a little bit of lag either on my end or on your end, friend. Because it seems like you were just a little robotic in a moment ago.
Yeah, I think it's when League loads and Discord is trying to process when we both talk. So I think that's what happened there. But I do think that as far as early game, Lux, Morgana, Ezreal, Darius pretty much control their lanes. But the Ornn pick is probably the best thing they could have picked because he doesn't have to go back to shop. He can stay on the map as long as he can, so he can pressure those lanes when they're getting pushed in, I believe.
Right, but all of that kind of heavily relies on him having a lot of health and a lot of mana. And the early game items don't exactly provide that kind of thing. So for Ornn's sake, when it gets around to probably his first back, he should be able to consistently keep himself out there.
Yep, I definitely agree. He should be tanky enough before his first back because he can stay on the map for a long time. And then his gank should be pretty relatively simple. Darius and Nard, Darius will try to go in as hard as he can. And then with the Lux lane, you can't really gank a Lux with Malzahar till level 6 because the ult is what Malzahar needs to lock somebody down. And in the bot lane, if you can get a nice Jhin W, it lets Ornn come in really quick, but then the Morgana shield is also against the Ornn.
What I'm kind of hoping for Dreamer's sake at this point is Tilt Proof. I do hope Tilt Proof will be able to get some good effort out there on his level 6 approach. I'm kind of hoping he uses his ultimate into the bot lane, trying to make a quick CC catch against both Karma and Jhin. You know, Lily hits some pretty easy CC on the Q, and that's a free kill for Sion every single time. Can be, anyway.
Yeah, and as long as Lux spent 13,900 IP can knock down that shield on the Malzahar, he's pretty immobile as a champion itself.
Indeed. But then again, it still kind of comes down to skill shot here. Spent seems to be in the right place as Nutting kind of pushing his luck a little bit. No skill shots are going to be fired on either side. But the auto goes off. The Q does land, and some good early damage, I'd say.
That shield is roughly, I think, 20-second cooldown.
Yeah, I believe it's like a minute, and then it kind of scales down, I think. I think it does. I don't remember. I might be wrong.
It might be 30 seconds. It's about to come up right now. And during laning phase, having that shield down with consistent Lux poke is what the Lux would hope to have. But when that shield's up, you really can't do much because it's just a free spell shield for anything.
Indeed. You really got to proc that very much early, so you can get any good pressure immediately on the follow-up. Authentic going to pressure Sir Pounce right off the bat here, and Lord Pounce has kind of been struggling a lot with pressure lately. So I think Authentic's just kind of making the right option, just trying to force Gnar back away from the wave.
Yeah, Gnar can push back, but he has to land the Q slow, or else Darius is just going to Q him and just take a bigger chunk and heal himself. So the sustain goes to Darius, but the long time fighting I think would go to Gnar as long as Darius isn't in melee range, because that bleed over time really hits you hard early game.
Well, there you have it, and just as you were talking about it, Authentic got some good early damage on Sir Pounce. And Sir Pounce, once again, being forced to back off here. He seems to be able to misread consistently on pressure and kind of steps a little too close each one of those times, unfortunately.
Yeah, I don't believe he was counting minions right there, because you can see when someone's going to get level 2. And so I think he just miscounted the minions and didn't expect the Darius to get his pull up instantly.
Indeed. And Darius now has complete control of the top lane here, sizing a 11 minion lead right off the bat. And it's Lovejoy, man. I see what you're saying about him, but Authentic might have the upper hand here. Unless there's a gank coming in, Authentic is going to be taking a good amount of slows and some CC early. But can Sir Pounce get the extra proc off? Scion's here to scare off the junglers, as Tiltproof is now in the area. Q goes way off target, but Jaguar proc continues the pressure. Authentic is having some big trouble here. Jaguar tries to get one more auto off, but does get the last proc off, but pays heavily for his crimes, as he not only gets Darius for the first blood, but Scion now grabs a double.
Very interesting trade. It went for a long time. The Darius bleed went in for a little bit of an effect. It did heal him, so that's the reason he survived so long. But overall, the Scion just came to counter gank. I do believe Ornn really did stay a little too long, but going back to get the Darius kill is probably the best he could have done for that one.
Indeed. And both Jaguar and Pounce, they just kind of felt like they could really get that situation to swing in their favor. They gambled a little bit, but they did manage to get one kill and the first blood out of it. Lily skillfully dodges the Karma Q here, as it should be Lily trying to apply some early pressure right off the bat.
Yeah,
oh, canceled the auto twice there. Authentic missed a big setup for himself.
That could have been a lot of damage onto the Gnar.
One of his very few misses. He usually is able to hit the combo pretty consistently the last time I see him, Darius. Lily has been able to hit that Q consistently, and now setups are starting to be made easily for Ezreal. That snare is just going to be easier and easier for Lily to hit if that continues.
I agree. Early game damage for Ezreal all comes from the Q until he gets some attack speed, so landing a Morgana Q lets that so easily set up for more damage.
Authentic is struggling a little bit. A little unprecedented, considering Lord Pounce is usually not very consistent in the mid lane so far. Spent gets some good half health damage onto Nutting. That's going to pay off really nicely, because Lux just reached level 6. Next follow-up, if she can hit a good snare onto Malzahar, could be the death of him.
Yeah, at this point, I would say Lux has the lane control until Ornn ganks, and then Malzahar can easily flash ultimate. But I'm not sure if they have enough follow-up damage, because Ornn is a little bit behind the both mid laners. Both junglers are actually, because of that first scrap in the top lane. And the top laners just keep going at it. As long as Sir Pounce can keep out of range, he should be fine, but Authentic is not letting him get away.
And why would you miss any opportunities here? Level 5, Darius gonna take advantage of the proccing, gets the last auto to guarantee himself a level 6, but also to take out Pounce. Sorry, well, ladies and gentlemen, Pounce continues to have his consistent struggle so far with pressure, and is now giving away a kill to the Darius, who will be building a phage, I'd say, right about now.
Yeah, I don't see why he wouldn't build a phage. He has complete lane control, 12 CS above his opponent. It's a nice gold lead for him. And then Scion's just doing a normal get to level 6 as fast as you can, and you can influence any part of the map with that long range ultimate.
Indeed.
Jaguars keeping up in the creep score. I believe they're tied in XP. Actually, Scion's 2 camps above him in XP, so he has to do a little bit of catching up, but it's easy for him since he can stay out there for a longer time.
Karma applying some inner flame onto Mew Please, who is taking some harass without Lily here, but now Lily coming back should be able to get the situation resettled back into Ezreal's favor. Nutting is getting some damage down and onto the wave here. Is able to get the E to actually affect Lux a bit, but I don't expect any big plays to be made yet. Spent is going to try to go for the burst, the flash, just in the nick of time. Nutting's got to run. No, he changes his mind. He goes right back in on Spent and takes him out.
What a great turnaround. Lux even had vision of the bush and still got that. Ezreal ultimate comes through, almost takes out Futz, and it doesn't kill him quite yet. That was a great turnaround on the Malzahar for being able to know that you still have your ult, still have your minions, and you can still fight.
Indeed. Sir Pounce gets some help to come in here. Jaguar on the flank here. Scion sending in the cannon. He's charging right into the bot lane. He runs into the tower and unfortunately misses the AoE splash. So it looks like he missed an opportunity to get the good play there. Might have been a bit of miscommunication, but let's see what happens now. Sir Pounce tries to hit the CC. Authentic immediately flashes to avoid the ultimate on the follow-up.
Yeah, going back down to that bot lane play, it was really good for the Scion to ult, because now Jhin has no flash, and being the immobile ADC he is, an easy repeat gank is going to come as long as he can team up with the Morgana. That's a really good lane to hard CC somebody in.
Oh yes, I agree with you. But it's a bit of a misfortune because Morgana, Lily has been able to consistently hit some good CC. So I fear that it wasn't that much much focus in that situation. Lily returns the chain with one of her own and makes that look almost too easy as both her and Scion make it a free kill for Scion, for Lily there.
That was a great play in the bush where they couldn't see vision. Just came up right behind him and surprised them, honestly.
Speaking of surprises here, it looks as if the situation in bot lane has changed ever so slightly, as it has been consistent Qs that have been landed multiple times by Lily that has just kind of shifted the wave right back into the favor of their team, of the Dreamers. Bit surprising, only because it's only because you usually don't see Morgana land so many Qs very consistently, but Lily seems to be proving that stereotype incorrect.
Yeah, that's why a lot of players don't like to play Morgana, because if you don't land the Q, you can't fight for 10 seconds or so till it comes back up. But if you land the Q, you pretty much control the lane after that Q.
And not to only hit it once, not to hit it twice, but multiple times so far is just really nice. Especially something you can feel a lot more confident about. Authentic gets some more damage onto Pounce, who's feeling the bleed here. Probably going to set up the basketball dunk at some point.
Yeah, at this point, Darius is 22 CS over his opponent. That's a nice gold lead for him. So even if Gnar can outrange him, I don't think he has enough items in his pocket just to do anything about it except just farm for the late game.
Right, and Lord Sir Pounce has also been a little bit of, has his own problem so far with farming as well. He has been a little bit off when it comes to that kind of situation here. Although I do see him doing really well in the team fights coming up, I hope he'll be able to hit some good plays in the near future. Speaking of near future, looks like Jaguar Prowl's coming around. Can Authentic turn this around? The CC lockdown's coming in. Ults are starting to get flown. He gets some good damage. The toss into the wall. No, he does not connect. But Authentic has way too much to deal with. and immediately goes down to the Jaguar damage.
Between two champs, they had 4 hard CC and 2 slows. That's a lot to take for Darius without a flash. He probably did the best he could as far as trying to stay alive the longest, but that was just too much to handle for a flashless Darius.
Yep, and the Mercury Tread purchase has been confirmed here. Good decision, I'd say, because I don't feel like he wants to get CC locked down ever again like that. Tillproof is providing inside lane pressure, which is a bit bizarre, to be honest. Trying to perhaps proc the passive of nutting, but Tillproof still on the flank here, kind of waiting in the wings for some play to be made here. I just don't know what he's looking for.
Another Q coming out from Morgana, forcing a flash from Wonkyart.
I've gotta... If he ever gets an MVP, I'm gonna ask him directly what he's trying to say, because I don't even get it. I've been calling him Wookie this whole time. That's not even correct. Wonkier is the other thing I've been saying as well, but I have not confirmed anything. Maybe I should just call him Wonk. My goodness, Lily makes that look almost too easy. Moist Sun is just struggling every step of the way. That spell shield makes it all the easier for Ezreal's escape. Nutting.
Lily is playing like Lily wants to get an MVP. That is a lot of Morgana Qs coming through. And then making it... Yep, go.
And it's been hitting consistently as well, so I was about to follow up on what you were saying. That's all.
Oh,
my goodness, that was close. That was very close. They almost caught Earn there. One of those hit, and that might be Earned in a really bad spot. Oh, Scion's firing the cannon again, but he's not going to be there in time. Meanwhile, Morgana fires the Q. It goes off. The suppression has been able to consistently put down the opposing force here, and Tillproof seems to misused the ultimate in this situation. The TP coming back in. The CC by Scion has landed, and Tillproof takes off the head of Karma.
And that's where the long-range CC comes through.
Yep, indeed. Authentic goes ahead and helps secure 1 kill. Can he secure another? Yes, he does, as he slices Malzahar right in half. And now the Ocean Drake is now within the reach of the Dreamers.
Agreed. Ocean Drake as a reward for that good team fight they planned out. At first it wasn't going the way, but it ended up turning in their favor. Nars, however, is getting a lot of damage on that top turret.
And Sir Pounce was trying to take the tower, but the Ezreal ultimate cleared the wave a little quickly than I guess he anticipated. Lily has come to the rescue of the top tower, but I don't know what her chances are against Sir Pounce, who is trying to get some more pressure on this tower. I guess he's reading it as there must be reinforcements coming. You don't exactly see a lot of supports coming top. So he decides to not apply pressure on the Morgana or take the tower. So the First Blood tower will not go to Sir Pounce right away.
Yeah, it was a great roam from Lily to deny that gold that they can catch up on. Because if they get that first tower, gold should be even. Maybe a little bit behind, but now that they didn't, they still have the driver's seat.
Indeed. Speaking of the driver's seat, Authentic, Sir Pounce tried to... Oh, okay, he goes with the flash to avoid it entirely. As it looks like the cavalry has arrived. Both the mid laner and jungler have shown up, while the bot lane continues to apply pressure on that tower. Who is going to get the first tower? At 15 minutes here, it should have been Pounce, but Pounce just trying to be safe here, waits for his opportunity. Oh, that's a root that land. Oh my goodness, the CC lockdown! The Thunderlord proc! And goodbye Malzahar, as Jaguar tries to get some revenge for his fallen comrade. The ultimate by Lily has stopped him cut dead in his tracks, and Lily will secure the kill.
Morgana Lux combo, probably the only duo you can never 2v2 or even 1v2, because you land one CC, the other has an easy follow-up, and Lux has enough burst to destroy anyone at this point.
The mid tower, it could be the first one that falls through, and it looks like Morgana and Lux are going to secure it here. This is going to be spent. No, actually, they're not going to confirm it either. Going to try to shove up the lane first, but they should get it. Yep, there we go. Sir Pounce does activate the CC, tosses Darius into the wall, but Authentic still has the upper hand here. Those basketballs, he's got the hoop ready, he slams it down, but doesn't take the dunk. It bounces off the rim. He slices the rim in half, in fact, to make sure that he gets it down the next time. Close one. Authentic did not do enough damage to take out the Gnar despite the 5 stacks.
Yeah, at this point, Dreamers are just in complete control in every lane now because Lux got that solo gold. So now, even if the CS is a little bit behind, the solo guild bumps it up for pretty much a kill and a half.
Lily's single-handedly commanding the entire situation for the Dreamers, really just being everywhere that the team is not at this time. And I really appreciate the amount of incredible effort Lily is doing. Just whenever lane that Lily is in, that lane starts winning. And it wins it quickly. Sion's going for the ult. He does land it, but only hits by the slow factor. The Spent will immediately follow up with a huge Kamehameha blast. And down goes Malzahar once again, as Spent has done nothing but apply huge burst damage onto Nutting.
Sometimes you don't even need to land your hard CC, just a little slow.
Just a little slow. Sir Pounce has missed his opportunity for taking the first tower here, but can get one on his own if he can pull out some magic. Spent is having some trouble with Jaguar, providing a lot of CC. The double lockdown on the CC here. Moist tries to get one more damage to come through, but Ezreal jumps to the rescue, stopping the ultimate. Meanwhile, Jaguar continues the pressure. Lily is able to get out of this situation. Mew, please, is fighting to the death, but does manage to come out on top. Spent fires the barrier as Lord Pounce has got nowhere to go. The CC and the Authentic has once again got another kill against Gnar. He's looking for another one. He double dunks it down. Is he going for the triple? He's heading right for Jaguar Paw. He needs to move right there, but he doesn't have the speed. And it looks
really
like that'll
great coordination coming from Dreamers. That fight was kind of split, but they had it in their pocket the whole time with the huge gold lead they gave themselves.
Indeed, and Spent also stealing the wolf camp after the reset of the blue buff, while Authentic standing in the certain area. Oh, the CC route has just been so close and so close, but it just misses by a brief amount. The next Drake is an Infernal Drake. This would be extremely good if the Katarina wine mixers can somehow get their hands on this. 40 seconds left on the clock as Baron has officially spawned in. And Jaguar
Lux trying to be cheeky, trying to steal a blue. Can't get that from a smite though, unfortunately.
Indeed not here, as the Authentic seems to be done with playing playing the top lane. He wants to start roaming and making some kills happen. He's already he decides to proc the Baron here to trick the Darius, but that is going to be an infinite amount of CC lockdown. Mew has got to dodge a lot of shots. He does do so. Oh my goodness, the damage was massive. Can he? Whoa! Wonky Heart might have made a big risk that didn't pay off. The Q have allowed Mew Please to not only 2v1, but can he 1v3? He's about to show us he could. Mew is fighting every inch to try to get the upper hand on Jaguar Paw, who finally backs off. Well, if you're wondering if Lily made the mistake of leaving the AD carry behind, you can just forget all about that. It looks like Mew Please is able to easily 2v1 the bot lane.
Fantastic outplay from Ezreal. He has 2 items. He has his cooldown boots. He has complete control by himself now. He can just keep casting Qs, keep slowing, while the rest of his team gets towers on the whole map. Now they're getting the Infernal Drake. Jaguar Paw trying to contest it, and Lux is just destroying him.
Absolutely. Jaguar didn't even stand much of a chance there. Has to walk away now. Mew, I think he's kind of wedged in between the AD carry Jhin. The Jin tries to go for the steal, but Scion's not letting that happen. Mew, please, is debating whether he wants to engage here. Kind of moved back and forth. Maybe a little bit of a blockage of some kind.
Yeah, Morgana
that's a
just lands every Q.
Lily's already got the MVP in my book after this performance. This is not even up for debate. Lily has just been able to make every play so far in this game.
Lily has upgraded the Spell Thieves to get the Ghost Slows, allowing
Spence
picks
in a
to
bad
be
spot
even
here.
easier.
Spence got to get out of this situation. Never mind, it looks like it's turned right back. And Spence has managed to make a kill happen. Wonky has unable to get, oh my goodness, is unable to hit anything at this point. And the infinite root down has finally made the bot lane tower probably come down in a very brief moment, as Mew and Morgana should be clearing it out. Yep, there they go. As finally Sir Pounce has taken the top tower. You know, my next question is, oh, Darius died. Wow. We didn't even see that, I don't think. Darius just died to something. I don't even know what he died to.
Darius died to Malzahar somehow.
Well, there you have it, folks. Not even an Ignite. He just killed Darius at some other point without Ignite, I guess. Anyway. So
yeah, you can tell at this point Lily's on fire, because Lily went with an extreme magic damage build, knowing that if you land a Q, you're going to get at least 1/3 health down on anybody except for the Ornn, because he's a little bit tanky right now. Malzahar comes through with the Banshee's Veil at this point, so he has 2 spell shields. I don't know, do they stack like that? His passive and the Banshees?
I believe so, yes. I'm pretty sure they do. I'm pretty sure they would. That's a lot of, oh my goodness, a lot of damage by Sir Pounce. I wasn't thinking he'd be doing that much to Spent, but that's a big return fire by Moist Sun, who's trying to get one more catch. It goes a little off target, and Spent, and both Lily and Spent are able to get out of this situation. Although they are trying to turn it, well, they were for a second there, but it is what it is. So, Lord Sir Pounce, not earlier secured a blue buff, and now has a red one. Starting to look like a jungler at this point. I wouldn't mind him trying the jungle role. He seems like he might be pretty decent at it.
Yeah, wine mixers are almost down 9k gold at this point, but they're not out of it yet. As long as they just
coming in, he lands it onto the Malzahar, who is completely caught off balance. That is an infinite CC that takes Malzahar out of the equation here. The CC by the Urn has missed, and it looks like Mew is going to take advantage of that. Moist Sun gets CC locked down by Scion, bursted by his damage as well, along with Ezreal. And the 25-6 is starting to show a little bit more like they can take some inhibitors at this point. The Dreamers are moving up, and it looks like they'll be able to take an inhibitor along with this tower.
The caster curse is real, just said they had a chance, and then Scion ult engages the whole team fight to give him the win for that fight.
Indeed, and it looks like they want more. Sir Pounce, unable, because of his huge hitbox, to avoid that unfortunate situation. And now their Dreamers are starting to back off here. Probably a good call. But Tiltproof still standing strong, still providing the CC, is getting some good damage in there. Spent gets a kill on Ornn, and it looks like the Dreamers aren't done dreaming. They want to get more out of this. The CC lockdown, the silence has stopped Scion. I think this is where Dreamers are going to finally back off here. Ult by Jin, goes wide, hits Tiltproof, hits the Morgana. The 4th shot will miss, but Darius gets locked down in the suppression. Scion reactivates the ultimate. Misses by the silence, but Malzahar goes down to Mew, who takes advantage of the ultimate by Malzahar. Both the tanks are backing off here, but Mew wants more. He goes to get some extra damage in, and Sir Pounce jumping in. He's got the mallet. He can stop Ezreal from escaping, but the E-dash has allowed Ezreal to leave.
That was prime example of having a 13k gold lead. You can just stay in their base the whole time and kill them repeatedly on spawn.
Truth. Absolute truth. But it doesn't seem like they were able to get a tower after the fact. So they just spent about a few minutes trying to get some good pressure in. And most certainly it did work out for them. This should be the tower coming down here. Darius confirms it. And there we have it. Some more money piling up as the 14K lead now slowly turns into 15. Oh, sorry.
With their pick potential, I can see that setting up Baron for the Dreamers would be really easy. Just because you have Ghost, you have Lux, you have Morgana. You can see all of their jungle now because you just got that top tier. Baron should be their top priority at this point.
Indeed. Sion's looking very good so far here. No deaths on the tank, despite his efforts to charge right into the front line, has been consistently good. Sion has been mostly untouched so far. I mean, when it comes to him being in a death situation, he seems to always have full health. Anyway, Lux is looking like a really good high damage burster, and all of that really comes from Lily's easy-to-hit Qs that have been able to make Spence every move make it look almost breathlessly easy.
Yeah, looking at the builds, Ezreal classic blue build, Lux is going glass cannon, and the Sion is now building what looks like AD.
Indeed. Whoa, there it is. Tilt-proof. Almost completely ignoring Gnar in every sense of the word. Here comes the ultimate. He barely, no, he does land it onto Jhin, as Authentic does force the flash out of Karma. This looks like the end of the game, folks, as Dreamers has appeared to have come out on top here. The Banshee Veil, double proc from the passive, has allowed Nutting to be in a very bad situation. The suppression, perhaps the depression, has got to affect Sion here, but Nutting is now learning Sion is just way too tanky. He powered right through him and still is alive. Meanwhile, I fear that the game has come to its abrupt conclusion as the Dreamers have won game 1.
It was a great game from the Dreamers. 16K gold lead at the end. Sion at the end absorbed at least 12 turret shots that I was counting. Didn't even affect him.
Not only that, but also took on a Malzahar with an Ignite and still could not whatsoever be phased by it. He even managed to outdamage the Malzahar, in fact. What a very impressive performance here. But no damage is any more impressive than Lux's so far with the 22,000 damage. Able to have made a lot of great plays here. A lot of damage bursts coming out of that situation here. And no other well-rounded performance here than the Morgana going 28 wards. The 28 per minute ward coverage. Good job by Morgana here as Lily showing that this is clearly going to be one of those MVPs that she's going to get for this.
Yeah, looking at that damage dealt, nobody on Wine Mixers beat anybody on the Dreamers. That's pretty insane. That pretty much shows how the game went.
Indeed. And to be honest, this is going to be a bit of a rougher road for the Dreamers. Sorry, for the Katarina Wine Mixers this time around, because this is where, you know, the Dreamers kind of got a really good feel of their environment, and when you can, you know, when you can get the right spot, and you can kind of hit the right game, it's really hard to beat a team that kind of feels really strong. And Dreamers, I think they feel very strong right now.
Yeah, crushing game 1 always feels good as a player. Going into game 2, you have all that momentum. Let's see if Katarina Wine Mixers can bounce back and get the reverse sweep going on.
Indeed. So far here, rather exciting performance, I gotta say, by them. I was expecting a little bit, I was expecting maybe a few more missed shots here, but Lily just made every single Q count, and she fired a ton of them.
Yeah, that was fantastic Morgana play. Fantastic Sion and Lux play too, though. Like, you can't cut them out of it. Sion doesn't die. Lux gets 1 death, but all that damage really does pile up. And then Ezreal with his 2v1, 3v1 outplay on the bottom at one point. And then Darius just kept applying pressure. The whole team really meshed well that game.
Indeed. Gonna have to say this real quick. What I need the Katarina wine mixers to do, and this is something they haven't seemed to have learned yet. But I do hope, like coming around this time when Super Week's gonna come around pretty soon, I'm really, really hoping the Katarina wine mixers, they get themselves some control wards, they get themselves some ward coverage, they really start spreading these wards out. But the problem is they just seem to not be interested in trying to get some ward coverage. They seem to not have enough ward coverage, in fact. So I hope in the future they can make something good happen with that.
Yeah, in that game they seem to be lacking regular wards, but they actually did destroy a decent amount of the wards that the Dreamers had, but they were just too far behind at that point where they were just getting caught out for placing control wards.
Indeed. And I hope they can like figure out a system that they could get some early game wards, some pink wards. I mean, the pink ward coverage in this game seemed to be a little bit lackluster on both sides here. It seemed like averagely around 1 or 2. And it would be, pink wards are important. And if you can get about 4 or 5 of them, that's really good. That's really good vision coverage. And I do hope the wine mixers can get some really good pink wards out there.
Yep, as a support main for my team, if I have enough gold for 2 control wards and 1 back, I would normally buy the 2 control wards. 1 to clear out vision that they might have, and then the second one you can place for advancing vision so you're safer.
Indeed. So while the music plays, I will momentarily BRB. I gotta go ahead and, I'm still sick, ladies and gentlemen. I gotta go blow my nose and get myself a small bathroom break while we get everything set up and corrected. BRB.
Loading in the lobbies at this point. We do have the Dreamers all in here. Katarina My Mixers coming in here soon. Nice little intermission that we have here. And we will be getting Game 2 underway real soon with the Dreamers up 1-0 with a dominating performance against the Wine Mixers. For all the viewers watching right now, who do you think was MVP for just Game 1? Not the series yet, but just Game 1. Who do you guys think was the biggest impact for Game 1? Wigga coming out with the tilt proof, edging on his own teammate. What was the question was, who do you think on the Dreamers was the MVP for Game 1? Because there was fantastic performances from that whole team. Everybody's saying tilt proof. Wow, interesting. The no death Scion really got people's attention.
I mean, how can it not? I mean, usually when you see a Scion out there, he's considered a tank, one of the off-meta ones. Kind of one of those rare-to-see tanks, in fact. So,
and also his passive influences dying. So that you can get your passive and respawn and get a kill on the way out normally, but he just didn't want to even proc his passive that whole fight.
Most certainly. Well, if not that, or he wanted to try to at some point. Maybe he just was too healthy. They just couldn't hurt him enough. Toadman, you think Scon ints? Really? I mean, he does need to proc his death passive to try to make a big, try to get some sudden damage But I don't think like Scions are supposed to int to force that to happen.
Only time you int with Scion is when you're about to win an ARAM game. You just ult down mid and destroy the towers.
Oh yeah. Won an Expeke with that move as well. love doing that personally. I'm a big Scion fan, as well as I'm a very passionate Scion player as well, with over 600,000 points into the champion.
Some would say you're a one-trick, it sounds like.
Some would say that is the case, yes. Those of you at home who are curious or just wondering what the number is exactly, self-promotion here while we wait, here you guys go. 662,072 points. Dang. It's a lot. Yeah, man. Of course I wasn't lying. I'm a truth guy. I'm a guy that talks about the truth. I like a trustworthy man. Well, I really appreciate that, and I hope you do a trustworthy man a favor and drop a follow, because that'd be awesome for me.
We are at 71, so we got one for the day already.
So, before actually, I better go ahead and ask this when the matches started. I'll wait for my, I'll ask the question in a moment when everything gets started. Thanks, Totes man. I love to have a follow. I just want to make my follows skyrocket to the 100 mark. That's my quota mark. That's where I get paid. With love.
You want the 100 mark before playoffs or by the end of playoffs?
Before playoffs is what I would ideally want. But hey, you just get what you get. You got to deal with it. Maybe I'm going to have to get it at the grand finals. But we'll see.
Get what you get and you don't throw a fit. Classic elementary school saying.
Yeah, I wish I was told that when I was in elementary school. I get a more ruder version of that when I was in elementary. My mom was basically teaching preschool, so it's not like you can't really. You're gonna get like your mom has to do a job, and you want her attention. It's not happening. Poor me. Moving on, I think it's go time here. What? You're with me. What'd you say what for?
I don't know what he was saying on that sentence right there.
It's Mango. And who's sorry didn't what they call you sorry?
Shabanova.
It's a bit rough. It's a bit rough. My name is Army Overlord. If that's what you're yeah, I'm the commentator guy. Right over here is Army Overlord, and with me is
the Mango Kanye.
And we are happy to
You too will be judged.
To let you guys know about what's going on with that. Anyway, the Katarina wine mixer is now on the left side, and the Dreamers, coming off their first victory, is now on the red side. As they're getting rid of some bans here. Look, it's like Authentic's going to be losing his Darius, and Lily's losing the Morgana. It's usually how the Katarina wine mixers kind of work here. They just kind of feel what happened wrong, they ban it, and then the second champions comes along, and they kind of like get some gaming action with that. You know, they seem to really like know what the enemy does after the match of what happens. It's kind of unfortunate because it feels as if they could probably study, learn exactly what makes them really good and really bad, and then kind of make some ban assessments from there. But it just kind of feels like they get beaten up, they get rid of what they think beat them up, and then they play a different champion. You know? Like, they play a champion that probably is better than the one they had last time, for all I understand. Authentic decides to take Yasuo here, and Xayah has been secured by Lord Sir Pounce for the Moist Sun.
Looks like the wine mixers do not want to have an ADC under the top tier, so they lock it in early. Sejuani Yasuo, pretty good combo. Sejuani's a great jungler as far as wave clear and gank ability. And then the most popular pick, I think, of any team is the Jarvan coming through right now.
Scented Orange, you kind of fit the theme of this environment in a certain way. You got a nice orange color. Seems like there's like a lot of oranges and mango colors going on in this chat so far. Thank you for jumping into the conversation, man. If you could drop a follow, that would be fantastic. Trying to reach that nice 100. But as we get back onto track here, we have J4 played by Jaguar in this situation. I'm Nutting is going back to the Malzahar here, feeling pretty good. Maybe if he can get into his late game vibe, he might be able to be consistent in this situation. Meanwhile, Authentic's taking Yasuo, I would assume. Tiltproof taking the Sejuani, and Lee Sin has been secured as well. Does seem a bit strange. Usually when you take a Sejuani, you don't need a Lee Sin, so is this Lily playing Lee Sin?
It could be Lily playing Lee Sin or Sejuani, or maybe Authentic might be playing the Sejuani top when she first got reworked. It was really popular in the Korean LCK play, so that might be a thing they're going for too.
Might be possible. Gonna ask a quick question as well. Since the supports have not really been selected yet, or at least maybe unless Sejuani is going to be the support, who do you think would be a good support in this situation, Mango?
For the wine mixers, if you can get your hands on it, the Rakan, Xayah Rakan is always a strong lane. I would say if Lily does play like Rakan, I would definitely snag that away so that they don't get that duo. But since they don't have an ADC yet, it's really hard to see what Lily would play. But their team looks really engageful right now. They just want to keep fighting.
Misfortune being secured here from you. Going to provide a lot of AoE. There's like a ton of AoE going on here. Once somebody gets caught, that person is going to be dealing with a lot of hurt. Moist has already secured the ADC of his choice, so perhaps a support pick should be next, or a top laner. Xin Zhao has been secured. Wait a second, does that mean J4 is not going to the jungle? Is that actually Xin Zhao in the jungle? Well, we'll find out in a moment. We'll find out if Katarina One Mixers are trying something new. But Wonky Heart seems to be hovering the Nami pick instead of the Rakan.
And the Ziggs pick for the last side, so that should be able to let us see what Lily is gonna play and what Sir Pounce or Jaguar are gonna play, because that might be his pocket pick, that Xin Zhao top lane, but it might be jungle, so we'll find out in a second.
Yeah, we'll never know until they do make the confirmation here. Lord Sir Pounce seems to be Xin Zhao against the Yasuo. I feel Xin Zhao doesn't exactly beat Yasuo, or does he? Crit versus sustain, and I usually see Xin Zhao kind of losing in some departments when there's an opponent that has some CC and an ultimate that could do some good damage. But perhaps Lord Sir Pounce has some other means of success here. As for Authentic, he will not be switching out of Yasuo, and Spent has decided to go with Lee Sin against Malzahar. That's been confirmed. Wow.
Interesting team comps.
Indeed. Engage. It looks like they have themselves a heck of a wombo combo set up on the Dreamer side. They catch one person, they put him wherever they want to put him, and then they hit him with everything they got. As for the Katarina Wine Mixers here, they seem to be able to really try to funnel everybody into the right spot and try to overpower their opponents in the lane. I'm hoping, for Nutting's sake, he can really survive the Lee Sin entourage, but Lee Sin is just very good in the early game environment. Malzahar might struggle a little bit, depending on circumstances.
As long as he dodges the Qs, keeps the Malzahar shield up, I don't see how Lee Sin can even get near the Malzahar. But what I'm looking at right now is the bot lane from the Dreamers. That's a very harass-focused and very tower-focused bot lane from those two.
Horman is here, might be feeling a little bit of jealous that, I happen to be hanging out with one of my sons for once. Horman here, probably a little bit upset about the fact that I'm casting with you. I should correct myself with.
He gets salty whenever anybody talks to the Mango, so.
Oh, even me? Nah,
Anybody.
he says. Nah, he says. He says that's not true. Okay, fair enough.
Doesn't want to share with my own father. It's fine.
Right? A lot of adopted children. I am upset with the one that flamed Cetra. I don't know if you were in that pack, so better be sure. Oh.
Army flames everyone, to be honest.
I mean, I get it.
He spreads his fire. He doesn't control it.
Yeah, I spread it pretty nicely. Everybody gets a little bit of here. Nobody plays perfectly. And I do critique people in that regard. I do love when wards are placed really nicely. And I do really appreciate it when I can get as much confidence in some regards. Harmon. Don't be weird, bruh. That's not the kind of... That's definitely not the relationship that I want to have with anyone right now. No, especially not in this chat. Alright, well anyway, what a silly little situation. Thank you, Harmon, for joining though, to be honest. Please roast missed plays. Sorry, Tope Man, I would love to do that, but let's not critique it super hard. We gotta be fair in some cases here. Everybody's human. They're gonna play good, they're gonna play bad when they do. It's all about what they commit their time into. So anyway, Dreamers looks like they're finally gonna be able to possibly get themselves the 2-0, and this will be their first one if they can pull this off. Give it more flavor. I respect it. Okay.
Dreamers have only had best of 3, like they've went to all 3 on their games that they've won.
Yeah, Dreamers have not managed to go 2-0. So theirs is their first chance of actually securing a 2-0 for once, if they manage to win this game here.
Yeah, they have a great team fighting team. That's definitely going to help them in the back foot. Lane phase should be pretty simple. Bot lane harasses, Nami heals it back up. It should balance out. Malzahar Lee Sin, I don't see either lane winning unless the jungler helps. And then Jarvan versus Sedge, that's like a classic matchup for the league in general, I would say.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of junglers in this league love to play those two champions. And then the top lane, haven't really seen Xin Zhao or Yasuo in many games that I've played in or seen on the casting table.
And you would not be wrong about it. Really, it's just a kind of one of those rare sights. The reason why you don't exactly see a Yasuo in the top lane nearly as much as you used to is because, well, people have figured out how to beat Yasuo. That's being able to hit him consistently and not being able to miss damage. Xin Zhao is the type of champion that can really punish a direct-to-target damage dealer, which means Xin Zhao does have the upper hand against a Yasuo in some cases. Considering he kind of does what Yasuo does in the same breath, kind of does the similar style. However, the problem is Authentic can continue to make dashes and run away, where Xin Zhao is kind of a beelines it towards a target. Once he's got the focus on the target, he doesn't exactly, he's unable to make consistency happen. So that's kind of the current issue with Xin Zhao, and which is why eventually he's going to getting more patches that are kind of made for his AoE factor, as well as being able to do damage in other environments. Love the skins, by the way, on the Nami and the Xayah.
Yeah, I do believe late game, Xin definitely will beat the Yasuo because he can just lock down whoever he wants late game. But early game, if you try to fight a Yasuo with your own minion wave, he'll just keep dashing through it and you'll never be able to hit that man.
True. it's going to take a lot of skill and a lot of patience, I'd say, for Pounce, and that's one of his it's one of his most likely inconsistencies, I'd say, so far. I'm going to hope for his Lord Pounce he can really set himself up to a good engage and a good play. I like his skin as well. It does seem like it's very well themed here. Been a big fan of Dynasty Warriors. I believe that's when this skin was inspired by, or is inspired by, I should say.
Yeah, it's kind of nice irony with the name on Lord Sir Pounce, because if you think about it, Xin Zhao's mobility is kind of like a pounce, so he gets to use his name in full effect.
The bubble lands, and some early trading has happened right off the bat at the level 1 spot. So this is kind of strange. I don't see, depending on how you play Lee Sin in this environment, I feel like Malzahar just has the upper hand with AoE. I feel like whatever Spent tries to do, he would be punished for it. But let's see if that's the case.
Yeah, Malzahar should be able to at least get his own Voidling damage, because it's a melee matchup versus range. So his Voidling should be able to at least do some damage. And once he gets to 6, the lockdown should be easy for him.
Ooh, Authentic gets some tower damage taken, as well as Pounce has immediately made a big play onto Authentic. But, of course, just like last time, Authentic seems to have the upper hand.
Dreamer's bot lane pushing in really deep, as they should. They have 2 wave clears.
Ooh, well-crafted flash by Nutting, and that avoids a very catastrophic gank by Sejuani. But it looks like Jaguar Paw has now realized there was a ward placement there. Oh, here we go. Yasuo engaged right away. Lord Sir Pounce was going to chase, but no, he's going to go for it now. Here we go. He got the... Sir Pounce got the crit, but that's going to be some CC lockdown as Authentic simply jogs right behind Sejuani and doesn't want to go for the engage after that.
Looked like Authentic panic flash right there, too. He flashed right in place of where he was standing.
Yeah. Sir Pounce I don't think has the sustain or the crit damage to really fight Yasuo here. Sir Pounce might be falling to the same fate he did last time. Wait a second! Authentic! Did he DC? What happened? Well, that's not
a lot of misclicks right there.
That was definitely not a first blood. But Sir Pounce had an opportunity to secure it. Unfortunate for him. Toteman and Lovejoy, that is Horman. He is one of the consistent watchers of the stream here. Very funny guy. Really like his commentary. He's got a very clever mind of his, to be honest. And I would love to see what more he has to say about this game in particular. So no, he's not a troll. He's a good watcher. He's a good fan of ours. He's also a player too, I'm assuming.
Yes, that is. I'm going to keep his name on the down low, but he plays on my team.
Okay, then.
I don't know if he wants me to release that yet.
Indeed. Nutting is not going to be engaged on, actually. I thought Lee was going to do it for sure. Spent seemed like he was going to engage there after the silence ended. Like I said, I got you. I got you. It's very nice, very nice text chatting you two are doing. I'm glad you guys are good friends, by the way.
Yeah, our team's really close with each other. For most of us being new to the team, I believe our jungler and ADC are the only 2 that knew each other prior to, but I'm not even sure about that, honestly. Huge CS lead for the MF down here, counting 18 minions. That's a nice advantage over the Xayah.
Moist is out of mana, out of touch, and out of time, and out of my head, cause that's gonna be a first blood for Mew, please. I was trying to do a bit. There was a song. I'm out of touch and I'm out of time, and I'm out of my head, but I couldn't get to that verse. Couldn't get to that part of the song.
Yeah, Moist Sun just stayed a little too long. MF came back with that serrated Dirk, and it was just a lot of damage unexpectedly.
Indeed. Oh, Sir Pounce misses some CS, and I think that's kind of one of the big reasons why Sir Pounce has been really just struggling in the top lane consistently so far. Oh, engage time! Jaguar, can he get the big engage? Oh, the double knockup! And Yasuo wasn't even allowed to touch the ground! What incredibly well-concentrated CC.
Really smart of Jaguar to hold on to that flag until he dashed through him, because that's his only escape at that point, knowing that he blew the flash earlier. Surprisingly, in the mid lane, Malzahar is falling behind in the CS lead, but hasn't used any potions, just mana versus energy. Over time, you're going to use more mana.
And they're not. And also Jaguar Paw's not going to give the blue buff to the Malzahar here. Huh. Bit surprising. Bit surprising.
Jaguar probably wants to stay on the map a little more. He just popped a potion, so he's full health, full mana, can gank, or just cover mid lane as he is right now.
Speaking of this, Nutting has decided probably to heed my advice here. Add some extra control ward action going on here. Oh my goodness. Spent immediately reacts so fast. And it kicks away the J4 that I didn't even get to talk about it. Dang it. He got rid of him so quickly and it was executed so well there was no time to react. Sir Pounce is about to be engaged on. What's his next plan? He goes for the ultimate, and he does knock him all away here, but he doesn't get the auto in time. Authentic gets the last laugh, and does get a kill back from the kill he had to suffer through earlier. From the death he had to suffer through earlier.
So just going back to that mid lane play, oh, Malzahar's roaming down, they spot him out. Can the duo bot lane get away from the Malzahar point click?
Oh, wait a second. Did he cancel it himself? I think he did.
He did, because Ziggs already wasted the satchel bomb.
Yeah, oh no, Nutting. Oh no, that was Mew Please was down for the count. Nutting just, oh boy, cancels it himself, trying to move closer onto the Mew perhaps. Really unfortunate for Nutting. Uh-oh. It's engage time here. J4 jumps away. Sir Pounce is here to the rescue. Is there an engage going to be made here? That's the next question. Uh-oh. Could it be an ult procking? The Q by both Yasuo and Lee Sin have landed. Oh, sorry. No, they haven't.
Very interesting ARAM in the bot lane right now. All 10 members are now on the bot side of the map.
Right. Ult lands on... by tilt proof here. It's the spread damage that they've been waiting for. It goes for the early side. And it looks like Mew grabs another kill along with it. That's 3 members down here. Lee Sin engages. There's the double ult combo. And Jaguar is unable to stay alive any longer. That's all members of Katarina Wine Mixers going down for the ace.
I don't even know what to say in that fight. At first, the first wombo was amazing from a Sejuani Misfortune Ziggs to just destroy from far away. And then the second one, Lee Sin kicking both members with the Yasuo follow-through. That was a flawless bot lane dive for 5 for 5.
Absolutely, and you can just kind of feel Katarina Wine Mixers, like their champions, just seemed really frozen, just unaware of what to do in this environment. They just kind of let it happen at that point. Kind of hope that they can really bounce back a little bit harder next time when something like that occurs.
Looks like Dreamers are taking the Infernal Drake as another reward, but J4 has spotted it out.
Oh, that damage up by the Xin Zhao! He actually 1v1s the Yasuo and wins! Meanwhile, wow. J4 steals the Drake!
Yeah, J4 jumps in 1v2, and they didn't jump on him. They should have jumped on J4 since he was all alone. Instead, Xin Zhao gets a kill, Jarvan gets a Drake, and they claw their way back up nice and slowly. Still down 4k gold, however.
Really impressive turnaround by Lord Sir Pounce here, who's been completely oppressed by Authentic in both games so far. Wins the 1v1 quite convincingly, too, at the Xin Zhao only having half of the health bar remaining. Nutting, oh, that damage, oh my goodness, that was so much damage. Nutting was not prepared for that. Lee Sin can now hit another combo and probably take him out if he hits the Q again.
Sir Pounce forced a flash in the top lane. Sejuani scared him with that hard CC that everybody knows that Sejuani can put down. And if you were wondering about that Lee Sin Jarvan 1v1 earlier, he landed a Q, ulted him, and just ignited and flashed out. That's all he did for that play.
Clean, to be honest. Very, very clean.
Must have some serious experience on Lee Sin mid to be able to just flash out and know that the Jarvan would die.
And the damage knowledge as well to know that that kick was going to count and it was going to hurt bad. Wonky Heart is able to consistently land these bubbles so far. And that's kind of been the reason why, like, the match has kind of swung in a certain way. But Lily, oh, ult has been used, but the proccing less tick has gone through. And down he goes. Sir Pounce, once again being heavily focused, is unable to get any retaliation done, as that was a double. That was like at least 2 ganks on the top side.
Yeah, Tilt-proof camping the top lane as he should. Yasuo used both summers earlier, so you know Xin Zhao's going to be aggressive with that dash. And then the bot lane play, that's just superior damage coming from both champs against a sustain and a pretty far behind Xayah at this point, down almost 50 minions, 0-3 to 3-0. Rather unfortunate.
Spent not only kicks out the J4, but then flashes out of J4's ultimate. Oh, this could be a turn here. Ignite has landed. Spent has used the ward hop to escape. Wonky Heart is going to take a big front of the returning damage. Tilt grabs a kill. J4 goes down to MF, and it looks like Nutting goes down, unable to take out Tilt-proof to die. So that means once again we're in the same situation as Dreamers are way out in front yet again.
And that all started with Lee Sin getting caught out, but surviving long enough for teammates to arrive.
Indeed. Kicks out J4 out of his own ultimate, and then flashes away.
Yeah, Spent really knows this
Toad
Lee
Man,
Sin.
yes, it is. You're allowed to surrender and give a game away, but this is game 2 now. So to surrender this match would be a very ill-advised decision. By the way, sorry everybody for not showing the scoreboard here. Really, very, very sorry about that. But it is Dreamers with a victory here, so surrendering this one is ill-advised, because if you surrender this match, you basically just give away the victory and give away the series. So you kind of have to play this one out.
Yeah, so soloing Rift Herald makes them a 7k gold lead at the moment. Bot lane just continues to harass under tower for the Dreamers. Misfortune slow with the Ziggs Q, that can really come with a lot of damage, especially with Lily again rushing the ghost item to get the 80 AP. I think it's 80 AP on that item.
Yeah, I believe so. Ult is going to slam right on to Moist Sun as he goes down yet again. That is just so oppressive. Lily is just taking complete control of this lane, and there is nowhere to go. Great coordination here. Lily uses the flash to get over to the other side here. Lee Sin is here to the rescue. Jaguar Paw is now on the retreat, as it looks like they will be able to take him out here, perhaps. Now he re-engages. He goes for Lily, but it doesn't seem to matter. The gunshot to the back of the head of J4 takes him out.
Lily playing really smart with this satchel bomb. Every one of them is pretty much like a Morgana Q, just bouncing back the enemies that he throws it at into the perfect spot. And now here's Malzahar getting caught out between 3 members of the Dreamers, but they decide not to go through with it.
Yeah, or is he? Seems to be able to get out of that situation. The wave has finally came in, and that mid tower is finally down, as Yasuo is sending down the Herald down the mid lane. As the team is starting to finally come around here, Spent has found the Malzahar. No time to react. Malzahar goes down so fast, there was no chance. Sir Pounce, does he have the upper hand? He certainly feels like he does. And Tiltproof believes it as well. Forces him to back off here. It's going to be really close. That damage is way too much. He uses the ultimate to help secure his chances for the kill. And Sir Pounce does lose the fight. That match was really close. Sir Pounce has decided to go with a Dusk Blade. Huh. He went
Looks
with a
like
Dusk
Sir
Blade.
Pounce wants to split push for most of this game, knowing that he should be able to 1v1 Yasuo, but the whole team of Dreamers is just so far ahead at a 10k gold lead. The only way I can see Wine Mixers coming back is if they can steal that Infernal Drake and start stacking those for late game, but this gold lead is really immense and pressuring right now as Xayah goes down in the bot lane.
I'm actually just shocked that he decided to go with a Dust Blade of all things. Like, I mean, Blade of the Ruined King sounds like a decent item in this environment. He could use the extra sustain even, but even a Ravenous Hydra would be fantastic for the guy. But to see him go with a Dustblade first item is just a rare sight. Very rare.
Yeah, on the Wine Mixers, no Sightstone on Wonky Art yet, so they have to keep all the yellow trinkets on. Can't really get red to clear out the wards, which are now deep inside of their own jungle.
Sorry, go ahead.
And it just looks like Dreamers just have complete control of vision. Even if there's our timing out, they still know where everybody's at on the map.
And that's exactly the kind of situation that I feel like the not to mention all the control wards that the Katarina Wine Mixers had placed seem to have been destroyed already, and they haven't bought any new ones to replace them with.
I'm counting one control ward on the map for them. 4 players topside for the Dreamers, and Yasuo and Xin Zhao are scrapping into it right now.
And getting the worst end of it is going to be J4 here, but Lily, showing that their support can be just as powerful as a mid laner, takes out Malzahar, while at the same time Xin Zhao pays the big price and goes down as well. Poor Xin Zhao was the only champion on their team with kills. The only champion with kills.
Really rough game going on for the Wine Mixers. The champ you'd probably want those kills on would be either the Jarvan or the Xayah, I would assume, just to get consistent damage out. But the Malzahar and the Xin Zhao are just not able to dish it out because they keep getting hard CC'd first.
And why wouldn't you CC them first? It just makes a lot of sense to try to put the game in the right spot for themselves. Wonky Heart wanted to take the tower so badly, but it was denied single-handedly by Lily. Jaguar Paw tried to get the bait onto Spent, but neither side is going to cave even a little bit here. There's the flash play, and it looks like Jaguar Paw maybe starting to feel a little bit tilted after all that pressure from the game 1 and now game 2.
And the Moisun just picked up a kill on Lily, and here comes a teleport coming through the bot lane. Mew Please doesn't even need the teleport, just demolishes the duo lane.
Indeed. Situation looking extremely bleak, if not very out of the hands of Katarina Wine Mixers, as this looks like the match should be just about coming to a conclusion depending on the next moves of Dreamers. If I was Dreamers at this point, I don't think Xin Zhao's going anywhere. I don't think the bot lane's going to go anywhere. I think you guys could just probably shove down mid, grab yourself an inhibitor, grab yourself a Baron, and probably end the game from there. But let's see what they're going to do. That's going to be another kill on J4 here, and to be honest, I would start considering maybe finding a different thing to do as the Dreamers here. It doesn't really seem like it's a good option to even be where they are at right now. Does MF make it out of this situation? Yes, he will, and Nutting's going to pay the price for the chase. Or will he? Mew is about to go down. He does finally fall.
And now the wine mixers have some kills on their side, some shutdowns because the other team hasn't died yet at all, really. And it looks like Tiltproof just doesn't want to die in the whole series at this moment in time.
Ooh, Lily does barely avoid that death. Let's see. What's that humor that I'm thinking of here? Oh, troll humor. That's what I'm thinking. Okay.
With the J4 laughing in lane.
Yeah, J4 bringing on a brand new strategy of just not even auto-attacking his opponent anymore. In fact, his plan is to just walk into the enemy. Very rare strategy. But you know what? When you do see it, it is just, it turns the tide of games.
And a surrender vote comes through for Katarina wine mixers, 4-1.
Wow, I have never seen a surrender vote so far in the Have Faith Esports series done in a game too. But, you know, sometimes when you are locked in a submission hold, you gotta know, hey, I don't need to struggle. I just need to tap out, shake the opponent's hand, say it was a good game, say you got the better of me in this one, move on, find another match to come across here. And I would not be shocked, honestly. It ended. Dreamers wins 2-0.
And the damage is coming through again. The wine mixers, none of their players again beat out anybody on the Dreamers. And Ziggs, the support Lily, coming with the most damage on that team, on that whole game.
I mean, hey, take it to a certain level of excellency, you'll always be noticed in my department. Not to mention the not the war per minute like her usual, but the damage per minute really makes me feel like there's no doubt in my mind. Lily, single-handedly, has been able to do every single position, and did every single position's job while still supporting. That is just something that you just can't ignore in the supporting category. Well, it looks like we didn't reach our quota of 20 viewers, which means I cannot let the audience decide the MVP in this one. So I will go ahead and just go ahead with Mango. And I think we are both in agreement here, no doubt about it. I think we got Lily at the MVP 100%.
Yeah, even though Tiltproof didn't die, Lily was making the plays on both games, I believe. That's just the hard CC and the knowing of the damage of their own abilities.
The knowing of the damage of their own abilities. You know, honestly, a bit of a mistake on our advertising center. We didn't even add everybody at the game, so not everybody could show up for this one. Kind of unfortunate, really. Usually we have like around 20 or so people. It's one of those rare occasions where we don't. Hey, Lily, if you can come around here for the MVP spot, you have won the MVP. We would really like to see if we could perhaps get you for an interview. We can get a conversation going on of your incredible performance. Join the general lobby, and we will be able to get you in for the interview for the MVP spot. Lily, once again, congratulations to that. Okay,
well deserved. Supports are dominating the MVPs this split.
Rich. Sorry, something just came up with that. Let's see. Lily does seem to still be. Where is Lily? Oh, there she is. Yes. Thank you very much for pointing that out for me. All right, here we go. Lily, congratulations, by the way, for your MVP performance. I mean,
thank you.
It just seemed like you kind of told everybody what to do and how to do it and how everything's supposed to work. With the way you played in Game 1 and 2, you seemed like you were able to not only be the highest damage in Game 2, but in Game 1, you basically set up almost every single play. That was just incredible. You covered for everybody's lane. You were with everybody. You rotated the wards really nicely. You were just everywhere. You did an incredible job.
Well, thank you so much. I think my team did an awesome job. Actually, I won't say it's all me. I'm happy I got my Morgana, so that was something different and new, I guess. Usually it's banned out on my first games.
And for good reason. That Morgana was devastating. They weren't even allowed to play for, I would probably say, like, a minute, because you kept hitting them for every single Q. Like, that was incredible.
Yes, and then I was just lucky getting Morgana. I play Morgana a lot. I usually do her mid. So I was pretty happy that I got it. And then they banned out 2 of my support the second game, so I was like, okay, I'll do my third support. And I'll be honest with the people that are in the chat, I do main 6 support, so it's not something I'm trolling. I do respect the other team. So thank you for watching, and my team wants to say hi, and I give a shout out to all of them, especially the bottom dive.
That was a extremely well executed bottom dive, by the way. Very well coordinated. It looked like you guys should just practice that kind of play for a good amount of time. I would say probably a week's worth, with how well it's like this happened, and like Sejuani throws the ult, Misfortune gets in position, here comes the next ult, you then land your snare, everybody just takes so much damage, and then you clean up 2 more kills after that, grab yourself the ace. Just really nice. Really good job.
Thank you.
Okay, so a final thing here before we go ahead and end the interview here. So Super Week's coming around. We had the meeting about that earlier today, in fact. So what is your situation? What do you feel about Super Weeks? Do you think you can maybe get some good wins here? Your record's starting to shift really nicely, by the way. Your team's starting to really come around. What do you think about sorry, not Super Week, the Faith Week of Faith? Yes.
I'm excited for it. I am nervous in terms of whether we'll win or not, but I believe in my team, and hopefully we'll do great on it. I know it's best of 1s instead of best of 3s, but we'll see. Maybe I could get my Morgana again.
Well, let's hope so for your sake, because my goodness, those skill shots, I don't even want to be near you when you're playing Morgana. Oh my goodness. You tell me. All right.
Yeah, I wish everyone luck on their games. So.
Thank you once again for being a part of the interview. You earned it for basically doing everybody's job really nicely. All right. Well, anyway, see you later.
Thank you.
Well, that should just about cover the interview section of the of this. Let's go ahead and go with the final segment. Gonna say as well, Ice Demon 151. Could you drop a follow? Match was good. The game was good. Hoping for some more confidence coming around here. We need to get as many follows as we can squeeze out. So more follows would be fantastic. Brody's, you already dropped the follow, so it's fine. So anyway, this was Army Overlord.
And the Mango Kanye.
We thank you very much for watching. I hope this was the quality stream that you guys had preferred. Video was good. Everything was great. You can only do with what you got. What was that? What was that kindergarten saying again? I forgot what it was.
You get what you get, and you don't throw a fit.
Indeed. There you have it, folks. That's our ending segment. Good night, everybody.